So you're looking to buy a condo, but you don't want to pay those nasty fees. Well, what if I told you those fees could have tremendous value for you? My name is Jeff Magdalene. I'm a realtor here in Windsor in Essex County. I've been doing it for over 7 years. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the differences between buying a condo and a townhouse, because usually somebody that's looking for one has an openness to the other, but there's something holding them back. As always, my information is always in the caption, the description down below. If you have any questions, you can reach out, email me, call me. I'd be happy to discuss these scenarios for your scenario and see which one makes the most sense for you. Well, we're going to talk about 5 different ways in which we're going to compare and contrast condos and townhouses today, and maybe it might shed some light on what you are looking for and what could help you in your next purchase. So the first way I want to talk about condos and townhouses is the space. The space for a townhouse is obviously going to be a little bit different than a condo. Here, we always have basements. And so typically a townhouse here will have a full basement. Now, it's not always finished, but that could add a lot of extra storage for you. You have unfinished basements that people can store a lot of stuff in, or you can finish the basement and then you have a ton of extra living space as well. Townhouses in our area typically are standalone units that are on their own. They're ranch style. Sometimes we see raised ranch style, but typically there is that basement level for you that you can store extra stuff in or finish to use extra space. Whereas condos are usually enclosed in a bigger building in our area, and you get one level. So the space that you get is just going to be all on one floor, which some people love. A lot of times we see people that are looking for townhouses and condos are older people. They don't want to do stairs. They want single level living, and a condo is a perfect choice for them because you're going to have everything on the main floor and you're not going to be needing to go down to the basement at all because there won't be a basement. Usually with townhouses, they design them that people want to live on one floor as well. So laundry is typically on one floor, but it does give you that extra storage. The second way is the outdoors. So with a condo, typically what you get for your outdoors will be a little patio. It's not usually going to be very big. If you're on the main level, then you can sometimes walk out into the surrounding area and you get a little bit more grass or that whatever, but that's not technically yours. Usually it's a patio that's a little bit smaller. And the nice part about this is that you don't get the neighbors that are going to be looking into your backyard or into your patio. With a townhouse, you have a bit more space. You have a yard. Oftentimes you can't fully fence it in, but you can put some privacy fences going back, just not along the back, so that people can come in and do lawn maintenance and that kind of stuff. So a townhouse is going to give you more of a lawn. It's going to give you more of a patio, but typically we see them in rows of streets, and there's somebody looking right into your backyard neighbor. And sometimes it can feel really close, and it can feel like somebody else is sharing a backyard with you, especially since you can't put a fence typically along the back there. So you do get a little bit more space, but then you have a little less privacy. Whereas with the condo, you're going to get more privacy, but you're also going to be sharing more walls with people. So you don't have the backyard privacy, or you don't have the neighbors from the backyard, but you have neighbors from on either side, up, down. So you lose a little bit of, it's kind of a trade-off. Do you want your neighbors to be able to see in, or are you okay with sharing more walls and hearing more things? So that's kind of the thing that you have to consider. The third thing that we want to talk about is just the lifestyle you get with each unit. So with a townhouse, you typically get more control over your unit. You have less rules, and you're able to customize it a little bit more the way you want. You can take down walls, you can paint, well, I mean, in condos, you can paint that kind of stuff too, but you just tend to have a little bit more control. You can, I've seen a lot of condos where people do a lot more with their backyard. Some people will pave it all. Some people will keep it all grass. Some people will do a hot tub. There's just more control that you have with a townhouse. And if that's if you want more ownership or just that feeling of more ownership, that's definitely the way to go. With a condo, condos are great for especially people that like to travel a lot, or if you're a snowbird and you're down south for much of the year, a condo is great because your lifestyle here is you're going to be gone. And so you can literally just lock it and leave it, and it's enclosed in a bigger building. You don't have to worry about as much. I think with a townhouse, if you tried that, it's very doable, but you might need somebody to come and check on it a little bit more frequently. Whereas with a condo, you know that you're secure because you're locked into a building and it's all enclosed. So depending on your lifestyle, your travel plans, that kind of thing, that's something to consider with a condo versus a townhouse. The fourth thing is the cost and fees. Now let's get into those fees that everybody is all kind of worked up about. These are, with a townhouse, you're going to have less fees. Usually there is a fee. In our area, a lot of times we see it's about $100 a month, and that will cover snow removal and lawn maintenance. So if somebody's going to be there to take care of your yard, that's why you can't put a fence across the back of your property, so that they can come in, cut your grass for you, and you're all good. So it's definitely going to be a lower fee, but your trade-off is you get less amenities. With a condo, usually here, I looked this up, and we have them ranging from anywhere from $300 all the way up to $1,200. Now, $1,200 does seem like a lot. When you get to $600, $700, $800, typically within those, all your utilities are included. So the only thing that you'll pay for likely might be water. But the reason they're so much higher is because you're getting all your utilities and all that stuff enclosed in the condo fee. But generally, I would say, let's say it's like $350, because that's, we can average around there. And your townhouse fee is going to be $100. So let's take off 100 off. So now you're down, the difference is about $250. Well, what are you getting for that extra $250? Well, you get all sorts of amenities. There might be a pool in your building. There may be a gym. There's going to be that added level of security that, like I said, if you're going to be traveling, it's all enclosed. You're safe and sound in there. You're not going to have to do any lawn maintenance. You're not going to have to take care of the exterior of the building. That's a big one. So if something happens to the roof, if something happens to your eaves trough or your gutters or whatever, to your siding, your wind, like these are things that are going to be taken care of within your condo fee. And those kinds of things can add up when you are a homeowner, a townhouse owner, and especially if you're gone a lot, something comes up, it's being taken care of by the condo corp instead of you having to have someone check in, something goes wrong, now you've got to figure it out. So there is some value in paying that little bit extra, then you know that you just have a little bit more peace of mind if that's something that is of importance to you. The fifth thing is more on that amenities. So what kind of amenities do you get with a townhouse? Again, a townhouse, you are going to get, oftentimes you have a garage. So that's something you can get with a condo, but at a townhouse, a garage is usually attached. It might be one and a half, 2-car garage, but you're going to have your own personal garage that is attached right to your unit. You're going to walk into your unit, and that's usually standard included. With a condo, parking may be outside, parking may be inside. Parking, maybe you have to pay extra for. You know, maybe you're buying a condo that has a specific garage space. I've seen these where they have a separate garage building, but there's only a certain amount of those, and you have to pay extra. Well, those units are going to cost that much more. So again, with the townhouse, it's going to come with it. With a condo, you're going to either have to pay more or you're going to end up parking outside. That's pretty standard. Again, with the amenities with the townhouse, you're going to have you know, you could do more landscaping. You can do, like, if you want to plant gardens, if you want to put flowers, that kind of stuff. Those are kind of the amenities that you get. You get the more garage space, the storage, and landscaping. With a condo, again, you're going to be able to, sometimes they have underground parking that is good for you, but you're not going to get that landscaping. I mean, they're going to landscape the property, but you don't have control over it. You're going to have, again, we talked about some of the things that they could have. I've seen condo buildings that are now putting like pickleball courts in them, but if you don't use them, you might not want to buy a condo in that building, because then you're paying for something that you're not going to use. So you're going to want to look at what all the amenities are that are included in that condo corp or in that condo fee, because if it has all these amenities that you're not going to use, then maybe you don't want that building, because then you're not seeing value in those condo fees. So those are 5 different things to consider when you are talking about looking at a condo versus a townhouse. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. if you live in a townhouse or condo, why you love that and what made you choose that specific style of home.